What's up, Golden Age family? Thank y'all for participating in another dope season. We got through season four, um, and it was a good season. A lot of ups and downs, some surprises, some things that were just routine, and we also got I think some changes coming. So, hey, we'll do the recap, get through this off season, and get ready for season five. All right, let's jump into it. So, if you don't know, now you know. Liberty is the back-to-back national champion. Last season they joined late, so they was in the CPU conference, had all CPU games, still made it to the playoffs, beat users, and won the title game. But this season put them in the Big 12, and the Big 12 was an absolute bloodbath. They survived the bloodbath, made it to the playoffs, and won the chip. And did it with an impressive fashion. An impressive fashion. So super dope. Excited about um, just Liberty as a user in the league. I think that he plays a really cool brand of football, and he might be a problem moving forward. He got a new job out of Florida, and if you know anything about that pipeline, it is crazy. That Florida pipeline is absolutely bonkers. And so, um, shout out to Liberty for bringing home the Natty. It was a wonderful game. Vandy almost came back and won it. Got an onside kick. It was incredible. It was a great game. Great football. And Liberty's active, and I just appreciate him as a user in the league. So, mind you, this was the first year that we got paid for national champion, so he got his money, and I'm sure he's gonna try to come get it back next year too. So, get your rosters right, recruit, and be ready to. Hey, you better come balling because this dude is legit. All right. Season four rankings. Just a run through them. Liberty is the champ. Vandy was second. Vandy had a great year too. Uh, both of their games were like great games, and she had three losses. Two of them were to Liberty, so that was a great season. UCF was fantastic. He was in the CPU conference, but he made it to the playoffs. So did NC State. Those were our four playoff teams this year. Nebraska got snubbed on the low, but the Big 12 was rough. Wake Forest and Duke were the best teams in the Sun Belt. Hawaii was the third. We got third in the Sun Belt. Kennesaw State was also had their best season yet. So shout out to Kennesaw State. He's one of my favorite users in the league. I come in at number 10. Rough year for James Madison. That Big 12 was a bloodbath, man. It just every week, man, I was fighting for my life in there. So 7-6, probably our worst season in a few years, but we'll turn around next year. Louisville he was on a new team first year there. Went 7-6. I think he's happy with that. Got some work to do, but he'll keep getting better. East Carolina, Arkansas, Oregon State, South Carolina. They're all kind of in the same boat. That Big 12 was absolutely treacherous. And these were good users. Um, some of them in rebuilds, like Arkansas is in a rebuild, East Carolina's in a rebuild. But uh, that Big 12 just chewed some niggas up, man. Just being honest, just chewed some niggas up. Same with Minnesota. Minnesota's in that boat too. TCU, he was having a good year, and then his PlayStation broke, so he's terrible. Shout out to Houston. Most wins he's had since he joined the league, and I think he is getting better. And that's dope. That's what the league is about. So shout out to Houston. I know we got a couple users that joined late. They didn't really play this year, so they're not on the rankings. Um, All-time coaching records. I thought this was cool. So it keeps track of your coach, no matter even if you change schools or whatever. These are all-time coaching records based on win percentage. I gave a bump to guys who have been here longer than guys who hadn't, and so that's why you see guys like UCF and NC State on the right side. Even though they've a higher win percentage, they only played one season. So Vandy has the best record overall at 56-9. Um, he won two titles to start the league off. I think he didn't lose really until only like one or two games until like last season. We got in the Big 12 and that kind of thing. And so he did great. Liberty been money since he got in the league, 32-6. Can't complain about that. James Madison, shout out to your boy, man. JMU, we come in third, man. We've been rolling. We've been rolling. Nebraska's had a great start to his career, coaching career. Arkansas, even though he struggled the last 2 years, he was so good at Louisiana that his coaching record is still pretty good. Same with Oregon State. Really, he's a good coaching record. Duke and Wake Forest have been consistent, solid users. Um, I'm interested to see if they stay past this season. I think they'll be start getting some good job offers. Kennesaw State, that's my boy, man. 30-22, worst team in the college football. Flipped it, built it, super dope. Minnesota, 27-24, above average. He's been doing really good. I think he earned his way into the Big 12, but it was rough over there in that Big 12. You feel me? UCF, we'll see how he is. Like I said, he's in the CPU conference. Only lost one game this year. Same with NC State. He was in the CPU conference, but played well in the playoffs, and I'm excited to see what they do. Shout out to Hawaii and Ant. Was bad at Rutgers, was much better at Hawaii, and now he's moving on again. So he's a assassin as a coach. So we'll just see. We'll follow his career and see if he can keep building programs and getting wins. ECU hasn't been around. I think he's been around about a season and a half at 10-7. Louisville 24-26, a little bit below average, but I think he's better than his record is. Same with South Carolina. South Carolina's not a bad user, but he's got to figure out how to be consistent and get wins. TCU, his record is better than 4-6. It got reset because he did the offensive coordinator. He was tripping, so I had to reset his coach and all that. But he had a better record than Houston. Shout out to my cuz. What up, big cuz? You suck. But he's getting better, man. He had 5 wins last season. So if you think about that, that means the first 2 seasons he was here, he only had 9, and so he's getting better every year. He's getting better every year. So that's dope. Did a little bit different this year. Biggest surprise this season. I think the biggest surprise was Hawaii. Leaving Rutgers. He struggled in Rutgers, complained every game, and went to Hawaii, a worse school, and I thought that it would be rough on him. But honestly, he shined. He won some games that I didn't think he had a chance to win, and he flipped it into a great job offer. And so I think Hawaii is in a great spot as a coach to keep building in this league, and he wants a big time program, and so I think he's on that trajectory. The biggest disappointment, South Carolina. Hey man, I just can't. I don't understand him honestly. Uh, Last season he came into the league and he beat some top teams, and then his record fell off. And this season he finished 4 games under 500, but he beat me by 2 scores, man. And maybe I'm a little biased because he beat me, but I'm tired of South Carolina, man. But yeah, I think he's a better user than he's shown, and so excited to see him just prove it on the field next season. And so we kind of go from there. And like I said, I think he's a decent user, but he just hasn't proved his record doesn't show that. And now, this recap is gonna be short because I want to get to the off season, and then I'm gonna do a long preview for next season. All right. So next season's preview, we got new users joining user conferences with KU, NC State, UCF, and Boise. They're either brand new to the league like KU, or they were in CPU conferences like NC State, UCF, and Boise. And so we're putting them in user conferences next year, see if they can play, and then new conferences, Big 12, still going to be Sun Belt soon, but we're going to add users to the SEC and the Pac-12. So that's going to be new. We're going to kind of spread users out. We'll still have a good amount of user games, but I want to spread us out so we can get more users into the playoffs. And so if we do it right, that'll guarantee we have at least 4 users in the playoff with 2 or 3 teams getting at large opportunities. And so that's going to be some of the changes for next season. A little preview next season. I'll go over way more in depth on the season preview for season 5. Let's get to this off season. I hope none of you get recruits and I get at least 3 5-stars in the transfer portal. Until next time, man. Peace.